If global politics is about power between states, as realists argue, or cooperation through institutions, as liberals suggest, then why does inequality between countries remain so persistent? Why do some regions remain locked into debt, resource extraction, and dependency, while others dominate finance, technology, and global production? Marxism and critical theories begin with a different starting point. The international system is not just anarchic, it is economically hierarchical. Marxist approaches in international relations shift the focus from states to economic structures. Influenced by Karl Marx, this perspective argues that global politics is shaped by capitalism and class dynamics operating at an international level. Instead of seeing states as equal sovereign actors, Marxist thinkers highlight how powerful capitalist economies dominate weaker ones. For example, multinational corporations headquartered in wealthy countries often control supply chains, extract resources from developing regions, and repatriate profits. From this perspective, power is not only military or diplomatic, it is economic and structural. Dependency theory and world systems theory expand this idea. Scholars like Immanuel Wallerstein divided the world into core, semi-periphery, and periphery states. Core countries dominate advanced industries and finance, while peripheral countries provide raw materials and cheap labor. This structure, they argue, reproduces inequality. For instance, many African and Latin American countries export commodities but import high-value manufactured goods. Even debt relationships with institutions like the IMF can reinforce dependency, as economic reforms sometimes prioritize market liberalization over domestic industrial development. According to this view, global inequality is not accidental, it is systemic. Critical theories go further by questioning whose interests the international system serves. They challenge the assumption that current global structures are neutral or natural. For example, critics argue that international trade rules often favor developed economies with advanced technological sectors. Intellectual property regimes can limit access to medicines in developing countries. Climate change negotiations reveal tensions between industrialized nations, historically responsible for emissions, and developing countries demanding climate justice. Critical perspectives ask who benefits from existing norms and who bears the cost. Marxist and critical approaches also reinterpret contemporary geopolitics. The US-China trade war, for example, can be seen not just as state rivalry, but as competition over control of global production networks and technological dominance. Sanctions, supply chain realignments, and control over rare earth minerals reflect struggles within global capitalism. Similarly, debates over digital platforms, data ownership, and artificial intelligence are not merely strategic contests. They are battles over economic control in a new technological era. Marxism and critical theories challenge mainstream IR by arguing that focusing only on states misses deeper structural forces. They highlight economic exploitation, inequality, and systemic power embedded in global capitalism. While realism emphasizes security and liberalism emphasizes institutions, Marxist perspectives emphasize material inequality and structural dominance. Understanding these critiques broadens the analytical lens of international relations. And now that you've examined power politics, cooperation, identity, and structural inequality, the next step is to analyze how scholars debate these theories themselves through the great debates in international relations.